for me, Ten Hag's not the man for the job. And there's more people to put the fingers at. There's a lot I want to talk about. And I'm not going to get overexcited, over amped up and start screaming at the mic because I'm sick of it. Since Ten Hag's been appointed, right? After a couple months, I knew, and I've been saying that it's time for Ten Hag to go. I've been saying it. People used to get so mad at me. Like United fans would literally hit me up on social media talking about, stop talking about my club, stop acting like you know what's best for us, stop this, stop that. And at the end of the day, y'all, all I was trying to do this whole time was want the best for Manchester United. And the facts of this, Ten Hag is not the best manager for Manchester United. He's not even top 5. And also, Bruno Fernandes is not a player for Manchester United, and Manchester United is ruining Bruno Fernandes. Let's start there. I want to start on the Bruno Fernandes conversation. This Euro that just passed, Bruno Fernandes was one of Portugal's worst players. My cousin is a Sporting fan. I talk to him every night about sports. I've been telling him that he's a huge Bruno Fernandes fan. Now he got Bruno signed shirt, Bruno signed. He comes from Sporting. And I've been telling him that Bruno's just massively been underperforming over the last few years. And his Euro that he had, he deserved to get benched. I thought that Bruno Fernandes was one of Portugal's worst players. And I think that this worst player is coming from his performances at Manchester United. And people keep wanting to like lie about it and ignore it. Look, Bruno Fernandes hasn't been good since that season that people were comparing him to Kevin De Bruyne. I'm giving facts right now, bro. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to just hate. But Bruno Fernandes hasn't been good since that season. He's had good performances, but he hasn't had good years. He hasn't had years where you're like, nah, you know what? Bruno's insane. He hasn't had that. And for me, it's because of the tactics of Ten Hag. It's the control of Ten Hag. The culture that's being built around Manchester United is not a healthy culture. You're seeing many players, even Phil Jones, and he's talking smack about Ten Hag. You've seen Ronaldo talk smack about Ten Hag. You see Jadon Sancho cooking at Chelsea now when he was a United player. And he wasn't good enough to play at United because he wouldn't apologize. Oh, this guy won't apologize. So since he won't apologize, he's not playing for us. And then he comes back and now he is playing for us. And then all of a sudden he's at Chelsea. He's not playing for us. And it's like, bro, how many players do you have to bump heads with before people realize that this might not be the best thing for the club? How many players do you have to get in a fight with, right? We try to justify how he treated Cristiano Ronaldo and how Ronaldo treated him. Oh, it's because Ronaldo has an ego. Oh, it's because Jadon Sancho was lazy. Oh, it's because of this. Oh, it's every player. There's some type of, David De Gea's got to go because he makes too many mistakes. Oh, Ronaldo got an ego. Oh, Jadon Sancho doesn't want to practice. And there's always something for something. There's never a finger being pointed back at Ten Hag. And you can't go into a Europa League match at Old Trafford. You can't go into your Europa League game and not win this game, bro. You just can't. You can't. And I know people will bring up the stats. Did you watch the game? Did you watch the game? Did you watch the ball? Did you see us have 57% possession? Did you see us have 19 shots? Did you see us have 5 shots on target? Did you see? I saw a 1-1 result. I saw a Manchester United struggling in the Premier League again this year. I see the same pattern every single year around this club. And I know people want to keep trying to find excuses. Ten Hag is not the man for Manchester United. I've been saying it for years. I'm going to continue to say it. There are 5 games into the season. They have 7 points. They have 2 draws. They have 1 draw, 2 losses, 2 wins. And I know you're going to be like, well, look at the games they've played. Let's talk about the games they've played. They tied today to 20. Hopefully I said that right. Probably said it wrong. They tied to Crystal Palace. Bro. Okay? They then beat Barnsley in an Energy Cup that nobody cares about. They beat Southampton. They lose to Liverpool. They lose to Brighton. They beat Fulham. Okay? Now, let's look at the standings. They beat Southampton, who's a team in the relegation battle. They tied to Crystal Palace, who is a team that is pretty much in the relegation battle, and they haven't won a game. But Manchester United couldn't beat them. All right? And then the other game they won was Fulham, who's a solid team, mid-table, but 2 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss, and they got 8 points. By the way, I guess beating Fulham's a big deal because Fulham is ahead of them on the table. At the end of the day, what I'm trying to say to you is this. You didn't compete against Liverpool. You got cooked against Brighton. You could only beat Fulham. And you could only beat Fulham and Southampton, who's in a relegation battle, and you couldn't even beat Crystal Palace, who's in a relegation battle. This team hasn't really had that hard of a schedule, and they only have 7 points. They can't win a Europa League game at Old Trafford. I don't care what nobody says, and no disrespect to the team that they played. That, my friends, is embarrassing. That, my friends, is embarrassing, and we have to stop making excuses. We have to stop making excuses because I'm going to give you the lineup, bro. Okay? The striker they always go with, Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, Ugarte, Eriksen, Martinez, Harry Maguire. The right back they always go with, Dalot, Onana. This is their team. I was told that when Manchester United get a defensive mid, when Manchester United finally get a defensive mid, they're going to cook. They got Casemiro. They get cooked. They got Ugarte. Casemiro's too old. He's washed. Let's get Ugarte. They got Ugarte. They get cooked. It's not the defensive mid. It's not this. It's not that. It's a lot of problems. And one of the biggest problems is Ten Hag. And I think people need to open up their eyes to Ten Hag. Another thing, there's players on this team, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, players that are big name players that don't perform. They don't perform. And people need to stop making excuses for the big name players and say it how it is. Bruno Fernandes has not been good for Manchester United for a while. Bruno Fernandes was not good for Portugal in the Euro. Vitinha was. Other players were. Bruno Fernandes was not good. His goal came from a tap-in that Ronaldo passed him the ball instead of shooting it, let's be honest, okay? And I think he might have scored one more, but it ain't nothing special there from Bruno Fernandes. At the end of the day, he hasn't been performing because he's not a good fit at Manchester United no more. And Manchester United is not a good fit for him. It's both ways. It's not one way, it's both ways. Guess what? They re-signed him. They re-signed him. All of us that are not managers, that are not board runners, that are not presidents, that are not owners, we're just neutrals that watch football, or maybe we're a United fan that watch football, we can see Bruno Fernandes has been underperforming. But Manchester United's coach and board decide to go and give contract extension. There's not really much more I can say. I'm going to end this with one more thing. You ready? Mazara. If I butcher his name, I apologize. Ten Hag brought him in. Martinez, Ten Hag brought him in. Ugarte, Ten Hag brought him in. Eriksen came in with Ten Hag, I'm pretty sure. Marcus Rashford from their academy. Bruno Fernandes was there already. And who else? Who else was playing today? I'll keep going down the list. Mason Mount came in with Ten Hag. Holland came in with Ten Hag. Maino doesn't count. Garnacho don't count. They came up. De Ligt came in with Ten Hag. Casemiro, was he there? He came in with Ten Hag. Anthony came in with Ten Hag. Listen to what I'm saying to you, bro. More than 50% of this roster came in with Ten. This is his team. There's no more excuses. There's no more people saying, wait till he gets the right personnel. Stop it, knock it off, get help. I'll go back to the Crystal Palace game, and I want to make this very clear to everybody really quick. When I pull up this Crystal Palace lineup, the team that they just tied to 0-0 in the Premier League, when I bring up this lineup, you ready? Mazara, De Ligt, Martinez, Dalot, Onana. Out of 5 of those players, only Dalot was at Manchester United. The rest are players that Ten Hag brought in. Maino comes from the academy, doesn't count. Eriksen played, came in with Ten Hag. I'm pretty sure about that. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he came in. Garnacho doesn't count because he came up. The striker came in with, both strikers came in with Ten Hag. Both of them came in. Bruno Fernandes was there. And then, and I think I got everybody, right? Did I miss anybody? Ahmed was there as well, right? Through the Academy of Manchester United, right? I'm pretty sure he came through the Academy of Manchester United. I hope I'm right about that. If I'm wrong, I really, really do apologize, and my ball knowledge is in the mud. At the end of the day, what I'm telling you is if it's not an Academy player, pretty much Ten Hag has brought them in. This is Ten Hag's starting 11. This is Ten Hag's squad. He built this squad, and this squad sucks. Stop giving excuses to Bruno. Stop giving excuses to Marcus Rashford. Stop giving excuses to Ten Hag. Do I blame the players? Yes, but most of the blame and the biggest amount of the blame has to go on Ten Hag because you are the manager. You got to get the best out of the players. And since you've been a part of Manchester United, I have only seen Marcus Rashford pretty much go backwards. Bruno Fernandes go backwards. Players' performances have gone backwards under Ten Hag. So not only are the results poor, but 90% of this team is gone backwards or is not playing good since they've got into Ten Hag's hands. Casemiro's career has gone backwards since Ten Hag. Bruno Fernandes' career gone backwards since Ten Hag. Rashford's career has gone backwards since Ten Hag. How many players do I have to tell you are going backwards since Ten Hag, bro? Because players continue to go backwards since Ten Hag. If you still are a fan of this guy and you still think he's the man for the job, you have to be a Manchester United absolute hater and you want to see the worst for them. I'm done talking about it, bro, because I'm blood pressure, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to end up getting high blood pressure or something.